I'm Mike Rowe, and I'm on a mission to find somebody on a mission. Somebody who's got a passion.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like what you do?
25.
There we go.
Somebody who's got a calling.
Pretty excited.
On a mission to find someone on a mission. Somebody's got to do it. Tell me about this project. How did you give birth to it, if you will?
It kind of gave birth to itself. These are people who wake up kind of agitated because the world's not quite the way they think it could be. Some are on a quest to build a better mousetrap. Some are entrepreneurs. Some are bloody do-gooders. It's basically a look at the people you wish you had for neighbors, and just an attempt to shine the light on people who I think have, to some degree, figured out this weird balance of happiness in this strange time that we find ourselves living in.
Absolutely. What has the opportunity to spend time with these people, what's that done to you?
I'm still trying to calculate it. It's hard to articulate, but it's kind of like, you know, if you spend all day looking at bad news and going through your news feed and looking at people who have unfriended you, you know, you'll start to feel bad. And if you spend that same amount of time with people who are truly on a mission, either to make the world a better place, or their community a better place, or just to scratch what itches, you know, people who are engaged. That's the word. Authentic people who are genuinely engaged in a pursuit. Being in the company of those people forces you to take stock of your own drama. It was all just a big reminder that when you're fundamentally grateful, it's very, very difficult to feel anxious or angry or bitter or resentful.
The series is now streaming on PureFlix. If you will, take us inside one of the episodes. Which one comes to mind first?
You know, that's a great question. I think the segment that sold the series was, there's this thing they do in Laguna Beach every year called Pageant of the Masters. And most Americans have never heard of it. It's basically a live stage show with a big orchestra and hundreds of volunteers. And what these volunteers do is bring to life famous works of art on stage. Like you would take a painting, for instance, like The Last Supper, Da Vinci's Last Supper, and real humans, right, create that same pose, and the lighting is perfect, and the costumes are identical, and the faces and the makeup and everything looks so much like Da Vinci's original painting, it'll take your breath away. Why do these people do this? Because they love him.
The guy that's easy to make friends with is the man who plays Jesus Christ.
Sure. If you can't be friends with Jesus.
And to see hundreds of people gathered and tears streaming down their face, and to see these volunteers having such a great time doing such a seemingly odd thing, again, it's very gratifying.
I think that begs the question, Mike Rowe, why do you do what you do?
My job, if I actually have one, is just to tap the country on the shoulder every so often and say, what about him? What about her? Get a load of them. Our species is not quite as rotten as we've been told we are by the headlines and the news over these last 5 or 6 years. My shows are an attempt to remind people of that.
A little bit better. Somebody who's got to do it.
Somebody's Got to Do It is streaming now on the PureFlix platform. And for more uplifting entertainment stories like his story, be sure to catch Studio 5 this evening on the CBN News Channel. Tonight, we're catching up with worship leader Elias Dummer, and we're sharing Lin-Manuel Miranda's latest musical creation. It's called Vivo. You can catch Studio 5 this evening at 8:30 Eastern. You can find it on the CBN News Channel or the CBN News.